What is Section 8 housing? Welcome to a brief guide on Section 8 housing, a program that enables low-income earners, the elderly, and the disabled to obtain affordable and decent housing in the private rental market. However, there is a large information gap between applying for Section 8 properly and being accepted. The program can be administered in several ways, the most common being the tenant-based HCV and the project-based HCV. Tenant-based vouchers are based on the tenant and can be used on any housing of their choice, while project-based vouchers are tied to particular housing units and made available by landlords agreeing with PHAs to set aside rental units specifically for Section 8 tenants. Now let's talk about the eligibility requirements for this program. Eligibility requirements include a choice of housing, income limit guidelines, family status, household income, and citizenship status. Applicants should contact their local housing authority to determine the requirements and use HUD's tools to calculate the median income for an area, household income limits, and citizenship status requirements. If granted Section 8 assistance, the PHA will verify income and family size yearly. Reporting substantial changes to income or family size is crucial. When you're sure you meet all the eligibility requirements, you can then go ahead and apply for Section 8 housing. To apply for Section 8 housing, first, check with your local housing authority to see if applications are open. You'll likely be placed on a waiting list due to high demand. Your PHA will give you instructions on how to apply, which may differ from other housing authorities. There are various methods to apply, such as in person, online, or by mail. You should use a mailing address that you can access regularly, and keep your login details secure if applying online. If you need help filling out the application, a social worker may be able to assist you. Remember that Section 8 applications never require fees, and be cautious of scams. The Section 8 housing application requires information like household member names, ages, social security numbers, and income. But additional details may vary by the housing authority. There are several reasons why an application could be denied, such as not meeting income or legal status requirements, drug-related offenses, or evictions from government-funded housing. However, it's possible to appeal a denial by providing evidence and documents. Applicants can also apply to multiple housing authorities at the same time to increase their chances of obtaining a voucher sooner. If you are in serious need of affordable housing and can demonstrate this need, then you may qualify for the Section 8 Emergency Housing Voucher. This Section 8 Emergency Housing Voucher, also known as the Priority Wait List, is a way to expedite the approval process for those in urgent need of affordable housing. Eligibility for the Priority Wait List is determined by local housing authorities and is based on categories such as victims of abuse, disabled individuals, veterans, and those at risk of homelessness. Having a felon in the household does not necessarily disqualify applicants, but recent crimes may affect eligibility. To apply for the priority wait list, applicants must meet general requirements and provide information on any special conditions. Contacting the PHA to communicate the severity of the situation may increase the chances of being placed on the list quickly. After completing your Section 8 application, it's expected that you wait, and waiting for Section 8 housing assistance could take a few weeks or several years, depending on the location and the volume of applications being processed. While waiting, you should keep track of your position on the waiting list. Update your application information, respond promptly to any communication from the PHA, and estimate how long you may have to wait. Additionally, you may apply to other PHAs to increase your chances of receiving assistance faster. When your application reaches the top of the wait list, you will be invited for an in-person eligibility interview, and you should prepare necessary documents like proof of income, recent bank statements, photo ID, birth certificates, Social Security cards, and public assistance award letters. Now the next step is your interview, where the local public housing agency, PHA, explains the program requirements, verifies information on the application, and screens for eligibility. You must bring all required documents, and the interview may require household members to attend. If eligible, a Housing Choice Voucher can only be used within the PHA's jurisdiction and can be used for privately owned apartments or houses that accept voucher payment, low-income housing tax credit units, Section 515 rural rental housing units, or home units without other rental assistance subsidies. It cannot be used in school dormitories, public or private institution units, or housing units with rental subsidies already attached. To find a housing unit with your Section 8 voucher, you can search online using websites like Affordable Housing Online, Zillow, and Trulia, or ask your local public housing authority, PHA, for a list of available properties. You can also find vacancies in local newspapers or posters and contact landlords directly. Ensure that the unit you choose meets the PHA's payment standards and is inspected and approved by the local PHA before you move in to meet HUD standards. Let's talk about quality standards. Section 8 housing units must meet quality standards set by the Housing and Urban Development, HUD, to ensure safe and decent living conditions for tenants. Inspections are conducted by local public housing authorities, PHA, and evaluate 13 basic areas, including sanitary facilities, housing structure, and security. Rent is determined based on a percentage of the tenant's income and the fair market rent of the area, with the PHA paying the rest if necessary. Moving in expenses such as security deposits can be a challenge, but tenants can ask for assistance programs from their PHA or nonprofit agencies to help cover the costs. After getting a Section 8 voucher, you must follow your landlord's restrictions and state landlord-tenant laws. As a Section 8 voucher recipient, you must find a suitable housing unit that meets HUD's quality standards and pay any required security deposit. You are responsible for paying a portion of the rent, abiding by the lease agreement, and notifying the PHA of any changes in income or household size. Additionally, you must give proper notice when you plan to move out to allow your landlord enough time to find a replacement and let the housing authority know when to stop sending payments. Failure to fulfill these responsibilities can result in losing your voucher or facing legal action. If you receive a Section 8 voucher, you will need to undergo annual inspections to ensure your eligibility for the program. You can move and keep your housing assistance by notifying your landlord and PHA and following the necessary procedures. And you can add someone to your voucher by ensuring they meet the eligibility requirements and contacting your PHA. If the head of the household dies, policies vary by area, but another adult may assume the position or a temporary guardian may be allowed to reside with minors until a permanent guardian is appointed. Section 8 voucher cannot be transferred to someone who is not already on the voucher, but the head of household can be changed in certain circumstances. Finally, let's talk about the public housing scheme. Just like with Section 8, you also have to apply to the PHA in the area you wish to move into. You must apply to the PHA in the area you want to move into and provide information and documents for each household member. To qualify for public housing, you must have low income and eligible immigration status, with disabled and elderly families given priority. Once you accept a unit, you sign a lease, which may differ depending on the state or federal public housing. The length of the lease may vary, but it can be renewed as long as you remain eligible. The amount of rent you pay depends on your income and whether your unit is in a federal or state housing project. I hope you found this guide interesting. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section below or contact your local PHA for assistance. Thanks for watching.